I'm actually loving doing reviews on these. I have not been submitted a lot of keys like this, but now we got back-to-back videos like this. This is gonna be another fun one. We actually have like a little bit of a celebrity in the review today. I love this. This is the person who has like the text-to-speech thing. I don't even remember what this is. I remember talking about it in that video. If anybody actually types in the chat, it does a text-to-speech announcement for what they say. Unfortunately, in combat, you can't hear it, but out of combat, it's hilarious. So he actually sends me two back to back. It's meant to be like, all right, this is tank shenanigans on both keys, but one is really short and the other one is really long. I love that this guy's name is Agrophobic. It's not the name you want to see from your tank, but this is just like a funny bit of slapstick here. I love physical comedy in keys. I don't really know exactly what Warrior is supposed to be known for, but I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be known for like really consistent physical damage intake. Well, that doesn't happen here. After he gets knocked back, he just starts plummeting in health and he just kind of never recovers from there. And then after he dies, you're going to see something that we're going to focus on, but he also goes offline. You see that he goes offline. So it makes me wonder if he actually went offline after the first knockback, and that's why he just stopped using mitigation and then just ultimately dies to that. But I can't help but laugh at the way he dies. Watch this. I love seeing this. He gets knocked back over in the corner that time. Another knockback from the mini boss. This is always funny, dude. We saw this a while ago, but you see the character just go flying, and then now it's dead and offline, and so is the key. But here's what it sounds like after the key. They're out of combat and the voice to text thing is able to be heard. Listen to this.
Saws about the key, dude. Sorry for your time, highest. BB.
More people need to turn that on, whatever that is. I think he said it was something in the actual base game, like it's a feature, but yeah, you guys got to turn that on. Maybe turn off all other sounds and send me some of these chats, man. Anyway, we are right back into it. This is the same key, both priority 10s. The previous one was looked at as short mayhem. This one is long mayhem. And if you saw the video from yesterday, you're going to know why we're reviewing it immediately, because the same thing apparently is going to happen here. We are going to have a funny start here immediately. This is actually a 10 as well. So anyway, we pull all that stuff. If you didn't notice, the tank actually just like didn't get the knights. I'm not really even sure how they're back on him now, but he just like totally missed him. He just jumped right over him. Anyway, Druid's gonna go down here as our first death of many. Pay attention to the death counter and the key. All right, again, this is a 10 priory, so this is like the full affix set. Like everything that could possibly be going on here is going on here. This is not a 4, you know, this is actually kind of the hardest that low keys can get. Also, before we get any further, I just want to put this out there immediately that these are the 5 people in the group. For some reason, the group is not there. I don't understand what's going on. Maybe somebody's got it like hidden or something like that, but this is the person who recorded this. 2500 player. Again, a character that is an alt, but all 10s is the goal for this character, looks like it. Then we have another 2500 player, another alt. This is the alt of somebody 3200. And we have this guy is the hunter in the group. He's 22, not even 2500. Looks like just working on 10s now. And then we have this guy is 2600, has all 10s done already at the time of this recording, and also another alt of a 3K player. And finally, here is the actual tank. So at first glance, you see 2.5K. That's actually season 1. Okay, this is season 2 score. Obviously, it's, you know, like I said, he doesn't have all the runs. I'm not sure why the actual current run is not on here, but he is an alt of a character that's 3K currently. I'm just gonna let you have a look at this. You guys tell me, would you invite this guy? I'm not gonna get into that in this video, but that's the tank. I wanted to bring that up because I feel like there's probably a lot of people doing 10s right now that are vastly like either over geared or over scored or way overqualified for it. And I think that even though this group's like actual player behind the keyboard might be in that boat, it's pretty much a representative example of what a 10 should look like. All these characters need the key pretty much. I mean, maybe the Death Knight doesn't, but it's a relatively normal group for this key. You see it unfolding already. We had a third death on the way back as the healer dies. Before we go to the second pack, we see something developing. We have a lot of pings. Let's just put it that way. A lot of pings trying to get the paladin to click the thing. He was dead. He runs back. Okay, no problem. He's clicking it, and the Death Knight is, I guess, not too happy with all the spam in the chat. But we're going to move on to the second pack now, pulling this with the mini boss. There's some moments of pretty bad danger here, mostly because, again, he just doesn't let the healer catch up. The healer's actually going to have to bubble here to survive this, and the tank is like almost going to go down, but they do get away with it. Moving along with the dungeon, though, we are on to our 4th death, and things are actually going pretty well for them thus far. I love how big the like icon, the hand is. I mean, I can barely, it's like almost the same size as misses the frame. But anyway, we are just going to lose the hunter to kind of just incidental damage. Maybe he gets rooted or something like that, but he's just going to go down there. Fighting this boss, man. Rest in peace, this boss. It is going to be changed substantially in Season 3, and I'm not looking forward to that change. But you see the tank's actually getting like absolutely manhandled by this. Everybody keeps telling me about Vengeance, man, and it's like every piece of footage I see shows me the opposite. Like, how is this the best spec? I really don't think it's the best spec for like low keys. I get why people use it for higher keys, but man, these tanks make the spec look so weak. It's really weird. I love the commentary after almost dying to the boss multiple times. He says small pack as he leaps into his almost death there again. Like, I don't know how this person is actually surviving this, but he does live it. No bloodlust, I guess perhaps is why we chose to do that. As you see, still nearly dying here. Tank is just like almost dead every second. Every second we see his health is never safe. Also, you see the HPS chart below the webcam. The guy is actually like not even competing with the healing chart. I don't know. I thought Demon Hunter would be more like Blood Death Knight in that way, topping the healing chart as well. We're on to the boss now. The guy's giving some tips. He says, stack and soak, guys. I'm low on gear. We're just going to bloodlust the boss, which I actually kind of like, to be honest. This is probably a really nice way to do this for the lower keys. And you see the DPS chart. It's insane. The Death Knight is just destroying this boss. 4 million DPS on the pull there. We are going to all go soak that. Going to be another one of those by committee, it looks like, instead of just the tank taking it. Perhaps he was saying that like he doesn't have enough gear to do it. It is just such an absolute mess if you actually need to have 5 people soaking this, though. I can't even imagine doing it this way. We reviewed this a while ago in a key, and I thought it was totally out of the normal, but I guess it is not abnormal at all. Here's the 5 stack. Watch how this plays out. Castigator's shield pops. Demon Hunter pretty much instantly leaps over there. I think the other 2 players who have already soaked it pretty much like rush over there as well, so this Hunter is like barely living. We also get the healing debuff affixed, so Hunter goes down for our 5th death, and we do actually get all of them soaked, but man, it just looks so chaotic to do it that way. That's crazy. Okay, so if you've ever watched this key done and you've seen the timers, you will know that coming out of that split with 16 plus minutes is ridiculous. Like, they're destroying this key even with 5 deaths. But you already know the focus of this review, don't you? So what happens? Let's find out. As we get up the stairs, we have our first indication. The Demon Hunter is like spamming pings again. He's telling people to go over here. He says big, use defensive CDs. Oh boy, here we go. We can't actually see what he's doing in there, but he's already taken tons of damage, and we see like a lot of enemies. This is multiple light spawns. Look at how many light spawns is this. This is ridiculous. This is not a pull, brother. This is, you don't do this. I don't know what this is. I don't know who's doing this. They are nerfing the multiple light spawns, so you're not gonna have like 2 overlapping, but my god, what a chaotic mess this is. And yeah, you see light spawns just taking out the healer, and then we have you have pretty much 3 deaths now to that. Death Knight barely living there, but Paladin dying again to just like, I mean, look at that. Firebolt volley plus the shield throw. It's like you're just dead. There's nothing you can do. You need to stop that. I think it's actually 3. Yeah, it's 3 light spawns. Like, what the fuck are you doing? So they are just gonna like chain die to this. This is really just like the Cinder Brew thing we showed, only it's not at the beginning of the dungeon. We go from 5 deaths to 17 on 1 pull. Unbelievable. Boundstrude is trying to right the ship. He says, chill, we have time. Yeah, like seriously, what were you thinking there? So he's just gonna pull a bit more conservatively. Still like barely surviving the combat that he's choosing to be in, but so more normal pulling over here now, combining these 2 packs, but we have the pat coming in as well. I don't know if he just like didn't know that or that was intentional to just let that pat right into us, but you've seen that a lot in Priory now this season. Gonna get away with it though. It's again so scary looking, man. I can't get over how much damage people are taking in these keys. We're missing a lot of kicks. I think that's really the biggest thing about pulling this large in low keys is that you know you're not gonna get the kicks. So I guess maybe as a Demon Hunter, if you're confident that you can stop them all, yeah, go for it. But that's pretty much why they wiped that big pack. Like, as much as that looked like a calamitous mistake, it was only a big problem because of the lacks of interrupts. But again, 10 minutes, 10 and a half, really? Yeah, more than 10 minutes left here. This is such an easy coast to the victory here. And this guy's just gonna like overthink it. I don't know what he's doing here. I really can't understand this. The only thing I could think of is that he's concerned with the route and he's made a mistake somewhere and he's trying to like panic to save that because he just turns his back to the mobs, one of the hardest hitting enemies in the game, to go get more trash, again with 10 minutes to spare, and he just dies. Watch it again. Watch how he pulls this. All right, he's got Sir Bronpike. He's about to get hit by the magic damage, turns his back during it, and then throws a sigil down there, turns back around, and just never recovers from that. I have no idea why you would do that. Like, why would you even do that? At this point in the dungeon, you're destroying it. Why risk it? And then here we go. Here we go again. There's Sir Bronpike all the way back to the spawn. Here we go again. Tank's gonna get hit again. He's gonna recover from it, I guess, but like everything's all spread out here now. Just total disaster has occurred. Would have legitimately been easier if they all just died. We're back to the entrance. The tank is almost dying. I mean, everybody's super low. Tank's dying again here. 2 DPS dead as well, up to 21 deaths. Healer's going to go down. I mean, this is going to be a full wipe, and hopefully everybody actually recognizes it this time, and they do. So we're just going to let that reset because that was absolute nonsense to bring that back, man. Now, it's really funny because the balance druid, who's the one who kited it all the way back, says, please do smaller pack. Obviously, at that point, you should have just pulled Brown Pike and just fought him. But yeah, also don't kite the hardest hitting mob in the dungeon all the way back to the entrance, please. The guys replied to him, though, instead of just saying yes or no or something like that, he says fast. Oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. He wants to die fast, and he almost does it again. Here he goes down again. I just don't even get this. Like, how do you do this and die? They really make the spec look awful. The spec looks legitimately awful. Every time I look at Demon Hunters, how do you type fast after doing this and then do it again? Look at this. Kind of like glides in, throws the glaive, instantly almost dies. Brown Pike's about to hit him again here. We got the Blazing Strike comes out, nearly kills him from that, and then he's just like sat there dead. He never recovers from it, and he's just done. They even battle res him. The Death Knight's gonna go down. The battle res isn't gonna help because everybody else still has threat. At this point, the Death Knight says, you're fucking the key, mate. It's like, oh, well, I mean, yeah, I guess so, but he's just not living. Like, I mean, I don't know why you would even pull like this. So more deaths. Bombkin goes down. Hunter goes down. Barely keeping everybody alive who's still here. The tank is still in like incredible danger. Death Knight comes back, has to pop major defense just to survive it. This pack is like hard as it is. It's always hard. You want to Bloodlust a lot of times if you're going to pull big on this, and we don't do any of that. Bloodlust is only just coming back now. Demon Hunter barely surviving as long as he does, but he dies again. So we've now wiped basically like 3 times to 2 ridiculous pulls that he should have learned from. He didn't learn a thing from. And here's the fucking comment of the century. I need heal. Oh, is that what it is? The Death Knight says, you need more gear for those double. Now, please. Bro, you know that you're under geared, so go slow, right? Like, he even said that. That's what he was saying before, right? On the actual boss Brown Pike. And this is why I'm making the video. He says, we lost. See, I bet a lot of people would think that, right? You would think, hey, 32 deaths. You don't upgrade a key with 32 deaths, right? But you're wrong. You do. Now, this is a very different type of key than some of the other ones we reviewed. We reviewed one with 30 deaths. I think it was Motherload, and it was a much lower key, and it's more like a wipe here and there. Like, they all just add up. This is literally just all one person making a mistake. It's just the tank dies many, many times to nonsense, and then they just keep going. I mean, so it's like a little bit different in that way, but it's still 32 deaths, man. How do you upgrade a 10 with 32 deaths? You would never expect it, right? They're still talking about it, too. Balance Druid says that's 10, not 20. Also, the fucking guy dies again. Do you see this? Look at this. The guy dies 1v1 to Brown Pike. It's just him and Brown Pike. There's no other trash enemies. He's got meta up. I guess he's saving them for the next pack. Just not going to use that and just going to die to the tank breaker on Brown Pike. You guys got to tell me, man, what is actually going on here? Is this the Demon Hunter? Is this the Paladin? Is this gear? I don't know. Based on the fact that they're only getting to 100% count now, makes me think that that whole thing was about routing. It was worried about not pulling that right side pack to try to avoid the routing issues, and it caused some weird decision making. I don't really know, but yeah, that's it. 34 deaths they're gonna end this key at, and it's not even fucking close, dude. It is not even close. Do you see that right there? It's right above my head. 2 minutes left. There's 2 minutes remaining in a 10 with 34 deaths. He also gets an achievement here. The Enterprising Healer. What is that? Congrats, whatever that is. All 10s in time as a healer? Is that what that is? Congrats. Here's the commentary afterwards. Absolutely amazing. Demon Hunter says, sorry if I was annoying. Oh, is that the biggest concern? All right. Death Knight says, Demon Hunter, you need to calm down and play your own character. That's a weird one. I don't know. Did he try playing somebody else's character? I didn't see that. The Druid says, you're good at tanking, but don't have any patience. Stop watching MDI. It's just a chill key. GG, well played. Cheer, folks. Raffle. They're all happy. Everybody's happy. Everybody's celebrating it. So we showed it before, right? We talked about it at the beginning. It's only done 2 keys. I don't know what this is about, but one way or the other, the key that they just upgraded is not on here for some reason. I don't know why, but this is the character. 652. Where's that Paladin tank from the other row? He's gonna be rolling over at his grave. Really strange decision making. I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you die to it and then do it again the same way. Actually, you lose the 1v1 to him as well. Perhaps he's just never tanked that dungeon. That's very possible given what the Raider IO sheet looks like. So, you know, I love reviewing the low keys, man. But yeah, you send me a run with 34 deaths. That's an upgrade. I mean, a 10 as well. That's legit, man. That's legit. That's like a key that people do struggle with. So yeah, how about that conversation, huh? The leaving is a very interesting conversation. I don't know. I think a lot of people probably would stick this one through just because it all happens kind of at the end and the timer's like so lenient coming out of that boss split. Most people probably do know that they have that leniency to have a few deaths there, but to get all the way to 34, probably not a lot of people stick around for that much. And I do think that Demon Hunter was also thinking that it was over at that point when he said, "We lost." Like, what is that comment? Anyway, thank you for watching. A lot more to come. Thank you guys for all the great submissions in season 2. We are going to close this season out strong by trying to get as many reviewed as you guys sent me. I got a lot to get through still. And then, yeah, season 3 on its way, man. So thank you for watching. We will see you guys in the next video.